Welcome to the Rueb Show, episode 3. We've got a very special guest today, and a guest of honor. My buddy, Jacob Deneau. What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome, James. I am nervous as all hell, but so stoked to not only be on the show, but just to see your beautiful face and talk shop.
Yeah, man, I'm happy. And Matt's here too, I guess. So yeah,
Hey everybody.
look at his shirt, everybody. The
Hold
the
on.
Patriot shirt. They sign a couple, mid-level bums, and now he's rocking a Patriot shirt
Oh,
again.
don't get
I
started
mean,
this early in the stream here.
So listen, guys. So this show, look, we're opening beers. I mean, cheers, everybody. Cheers. I got the Bears koozie today. I mean, so I'm rocking my Bears today. Listen, this is gonna be a super chill stream. This is what we're probably gonna title this one like Football Friday or something, because we are just gonna sit here, talk some football, break down some of this free agency stuff, which has been awesome. Some of these trades, and then the misery of my team, of Jacob's team, and of Matt's team. So that's why we have to drink today, is because we all, unfortunately, are fans of declining franchises, and I think it's fair to say that. Matt is gonna here comes Matt. Matt, you have 2 minutes to defend the Patriots free agency with me being quiet, and it starts now. Ready, go.
We're
Sell
not.
me on. Sell me on the Patriots free agency because I know you're going to do it. You have 2 minutes before I just crush you.
We
So
haven't even
hurry up.
gotten started in free
Oh,
agency
here we
though.
go.
Like we're just kicking the rocks off. Bill Belichick always has a plan. Never doubt the man. He's got money to spend, and he still has money to spend. I think that there's a couple contracts that I'm not sure the final numbers have been released, but last I saw, I think we still had over 25 million. There's all this. We'll just start with what we have, and then I'll go on a speculation later. But from a Patriots stance and a Patriots fan, it's all good news. There's no bad news here. We addressed some offensive weapons with Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne. I'm not gonna lie. I think there were some better signings that could have been done there, but they're both super solid. They'll be good for the system. Bill has a plan for him. That's why he got him. And then, of course, we went out and made two monstrous decisions at tight end with Jonnu Smith and the beast Hunter Henry. We're going back to that two tight end model. I could see us running the ball 25, 30 times a game. Damian Harris just pounding the rock. Cam Newton on the goal line. I mean, we made some big moves on the offensive line. I mean, what is it? That our left side, I think, has got like a combined 750 pounds. Just imagine
30
that,
seconds.
and Cam just barreling right down your throat. I mean, like, we're going to be good, unstoppable when we get to the goal line. Defense is coming back. We made some moves on the defensive line. I did see that Patrick Chung retired, which was kind of that was a
Yeah,
little
he did.
sad to see, but I understand it, and I just think we got Jalen Mills. Dude, Jalen Mills is going to be like our third corner. I mean, it's
You
just
guys, this is what you did. Your 2 minutes is up. Now I gotta crush you. So this is what you did. You signed a Nelson Aguilar, who the only thing he can do is run deep routes, and Cam Newton can't throw the ball over 20 yards. Kendrick Bourne creates no separation and he produced nothing for a depleted 49ers receiving core last year. And
no.
I like both your tight end signings, but they're going to eat into each other. And I mean, unless you guys plan on, running two tight end sets and running the ball, like you said, 50 times and thinking
Yeah.
you're the Ravens, I just don't see how it works out. Jacob, please talk some sense into him. Please.
James, I'm actually going to side with Matt on this
Oh,
one.
let's
I
go.
Gosh.
I am a huge Jonnu Smith fan because first of all, I think he's just underrated as an athlete. Like I got a really good buddy that's a huge Titans fan, so I mean maybe I'm a little jaded on it, or but anyways, the way I see it is it's the Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski era back
Yeah.
at it. So if you have Henry and Jonnu who can at least be just decent run blockers,
Yeah.
you're opening. Who cares who's on the outside? Just get burners on the outside to open up the play action pass, and all you have to do is just eat up the middle with either Smith or Henry.
Yeah.
And I would actually say if I was a Patriots fan, I would be more excited about the Smith signing because I think he's a little more versatile and more athletic than Henry. And I'm sorry, James, but I actually like the two tight end. Yeah, I think they overspent, but I think Billy B is just like, screw it. I'm going out with the blaze of glory within the next couple years or so, and that's his play.
Jake, I
So
just want to say it's fantastic having you on the show. I mean, it's really great
yeah, here
having
we
you on
go.
and to hear, you be here. I love your presence so far. And
I regret this. I regret this already. We should just stop now. But listen, so I get what Bill's doing. So the Patriots have always manipulated the comp pick strategy. So this year they're finally going to they have periods like this where they are going to spend on these short deal free agents and stockpile them. And then in 2 years, when they're all up, they're gonna hope that they go out and get new deals, and they're gonna take advantage of the comp pick structure, which I mean is really underrated, and not enough front offices take advantage of it. So, so I think it's time we have to get into why we have Jacob on the show today, and we have to get into the NFC North conversation because there are a lot of storylines in the NFC North this year. Jacob is unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because I am a little bit more pessimistic on them this year than Jacob seems to be. Jacob is a diehard Detroit Lions fan. Jacob, you've been to like how many like opener Lion games before COVID? You went
So
to a bunch, right?
before COVID ruined it, I hadn't. And mind you, I live in Chicago, and I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I haven't missed a home opener since 2014.
Yeah. No, I knew that. Yeah.
Like, no, no matter how much I traveled, I was not missing that. And darn vid messed it up, man.
So I gave Matt his 2 minutes to talk Patriots, and I mean I got to give you your 2 minutes. Like let's just do Matty Stafford. We got to talk about him. So how do you feel about where Matt landed? Like how do you like Matthew Stafford as a quarterback? What do you think his future is going to look? Just hit just hit Matt Stafford. Just go ahead, give it to us.
Oh man, if I only had 2 minutes, I mean, to sum it up, man. I mean, just look at the videos that the Lions put out to thank Matt Stafford. Like, I mean, just honestly, super underrated superstar. I'll tell you what that makes me so excited and also really sad at the same time. Look at the reception and amount of hype the Rams have given Matthew joining the team. Like, you just go look at all of the videos and all of the like everything they're doing to merchandise and market Matthew showing up is insane and super well deserved. I'm super excited to see him in McVay's system instead of, floundering in awful head coach or bad offensive coordinator. Like, Detroit has just always gotten super boring offensive coordinators. You can go back to like maybe Linehan where he was like, let's light it up and go deep. But for the most part, we either had a head coach or an offensive coordinator that just handicapped him. You had Jim Bob Cooter,
Jim Bob,
who
Jim Bob.
Jim Bob Cooter, greatest freaking name in the history of coaching, should be a Hall of Fame coach by name, but system-wise sucked. And then you also had Lombardi, who he tried to implement some kind of form of Saint system, but he didn't know how to match it, and our whole blocking scheme was jacked. But getting back to Matthew Stafford, I am 100% excited and hope that the Rams win the Super Bowl the next 2 years because the Lions, unfortunately, are not going to be in it. But let's talk about year 3 of the Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes era. We're winning it. We'll give Matthew the first 2, and then we're going to take the next one on the third. Third year's the charm. So honestly, I could go on and on. I freaking love Matthew Stafford. The thank you that the Detroit Lions gave him shows you how much he meant to the city. I'm not going to lie, while I was taking my poop this morning watching that video, I was tearing up a little bit. Fiance didn't really understand what was going on. I told her I love this guy just as much as I love her. Yeah. So I just look at that throw he made against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's sick.
Just yep. And if that, I know everyone says it, but if that's Patrick Mahomes, that's played on ESPN a million times. but because he's in Detroit and it's Matthew Stafford, and the Detroit Lions don't know how to market anybody, then no one cares about that throw. It goes on. And watching that guy week in and week out, it used to be watching Barry Sanders was fun when I was young. Then it was watching Calvin Johnson. Then it was watching Matthew. Like, us Lions fans, we live on watching GOATs play on shit teams. And that's why we tune in every week. Every week we tune in to watch the incredible things they're going to do. So I'm going to miss it.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss the bottom line.
So I think I love where Stafford ended up. I love the Rams fit. They're, in my opinion, I think they are right behind the Bucks as favorites in the NFC this year, in my opinion. And just touching on some other Lions news is just like, do you think here's my problem is that I already know what Dan Campbell wants to do. Dan Campbell, he is going to be an old school coach. They just signed Jamal Williams. They are going to just run the football.
Underrated signing.
No, I agree, but
that's a horrible.
But it's telling. It's a horrible signing because you have Swift.
Yeah.
They're just going to cannibalize each other. They're going to pound the rock into the offensive line when they're down 20. They're going to still run the ball. It's going to be bad to watch, in my opinion. It just is.
Who's their starting quarterback right now?
Goff.
Jared Goff.
Is Goff the starter? Has he been
100%.
named the starter?
He's got to be the starter.
It's certainly not that like one schmuck we just got as a backup, Doyle, whatever, from the Packers.
It's definitely not him.
I think. Look, they basically said they're going to build through the draft. They're not going to go out and make these crazy free agent splashes. I was a big fan of all the cuts. I think, if anything, the Brad Holmes era shows that this dude knows how to get value. Like, you look at Bob Quinn, that Michael Brockers trade. We gave up a 7th-round pick for Michael Brockers. I'll take that any day. Bob Quinn's dumbass would have given up a 3rd. Guy loved giving up 3rds or getting 3rds for jack shit.
Yeah. Like,
Bob Quinn and Fat Matt were just the worst freaking dynamic duo. And just the Michael Brockers deal alone tells me that Brad Holmes has his shit together.
Oh my God. Wait, guys.
He knows how to get the value. What happened?
The Bears just released Kyle Fuller. Right here, live on air. Bears released Kyle Fuller.
Why would they do that?
Oh no! So sorry, it's time. I'm sorry. I have to do it. Listen, we're gonna talk NFC North right now, and we are gonna talk about the Chicago Bears. And so here's my problem right now. Obviously, the Bears just got Andy Dalton. And there are all these rumors and speculations about them being in the market for Russell Wilson. And the package that I heard was proposed for him was 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick, Roquan, and Kyle Fuller. So basically, like 5 first-round talents in some capacity for Russell Wilson. I am so goddamn thankful that we didn't do that. And I'm so thankful that the Seahawks said no, because I do not want my franchise in the hands of Ryan Pace any goddamn longer. I can't take it anymore. Get this guy away from my team. And it starts at the top with the McCaskies. They need to get their shit together. It's ridiculous. Andy Dalton? That's our solution? We should have ran it back with Mitch. It's unreal. And now we just let Kyle Fuller go. Let Kyle Fuller go for no reason. For nothing. Get nothing in return.
Why didn't you trade
unreal.
him?
It's unbelievable. You're going to tell me Kyle Fuller, you couldn't get anything on the market for Kyle Fuller? Nobody wants Kyle Fuller? Are you kidding me?
That's brutal.
Unreal. And then you have bullshit like today. Oh, the Bears met with Kenny Galladay today. So what are we doing? Pick a lane. Are we going for it? Are we signing Kenny Galladay and doing something with Andy Dalton? No, we're not. We may make the playoffs and then just be in, purgatory like usual. We'll draft 15th again to 18th again. Yay. We won't get a quarterback and that'll be it. And here's the problem is I don't even know if Nagy and Pace are on the hot seat right now. If they make the playoffs again, the McCaskies might be like, "Oh, come back. This is a great time. Good job, guys."
James, do you know who Matt Nagy is?
Who's Matt Nagy?
Huh?
Who's Matt Nagy?
Modern day Bears version of Jason Garrett. He is forever going to be propped up. First of all, he's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
And he's only had success because his fucking defense pulls him through. I don't know if we're allowed to F-bomb, but
fuck
literally.
Matt Nagy. Fuck Matt Nagy.
You guys, I love it because obviously I live in Chicago being a Detroit fan. Most of my friends' family are Chicago fans. You guys are the most boring brand of football. If your defense isn't rocking on all cylinders, you blow. You just absolutely blow. But the fact that you continually become 8-8 is so great for us because then you do keep Matt Nagy. So the rest of the North is so happy that you guys live in mediocrity.
Yeah.
Because it tells us that we don't have to worry about you.
Here's the problem is that I just can't watch 5 wide end arounds to Cole Kmet on the goal line anymore. Like I am the biggest proponent of throwing the football there is around, like taking an analytical approach to football. There is one time you should run the ball within 5 yards of the goal line, and Nagy just refuses to do it. It's like his biggest flaw. And you know what? That is such like a small issue compared to the bigger stuff of Ryan Pace and all this. I mean, I'm fired up right now. That's just unreal that you release Fuller, get nothing for him, and then, we had meetings with Kenny Golladay. We tried to get Russ. It's all just Ryan Pace trying to cover his ass.
So here's a question before we get too off the rails here. In your eyes,
Matt's already freaking out because we just cursed so much. He's gonna have to bleep it out. Mark it not safe for kids. Here we go. Go ahead, Matt.
We're not doing the bleeping. We're not doing the bleeping anymore. So what would have been before this happened? Before you knew about the Kyle Fuller news, before Andy Dalton, what was your solution to the team? Did you want to make moves in the obviously, I don't think you could afford Russell Wilson with your current team and still compete. So
that's why Fuller was in the trade, because we needed that cap space. But then they end up giving away Fuller for nothing. So I hear what you're saying, and my plan is we should have fired Nagy and Pace at the end of the season. And here's the McCaskies' problem is they lost money. They treat it as a business. There are only a handful of teams in the NFL who are actively and aggressively trying to win at all costs. And all that they're doing is trying to run a profitable business. So what don't they want to do? They don't want to pay another coach and another GM while they're paying a coach and a GM after a COVID season that hurt revenue. That's the only excuse. That post-game press conference, when they came out and said, "Oh, Pace and Nagy handled the COVID season so well. We're so proud of them. And they were able to make the playoffs as a 7th seed and play in the goddamn Nickelodeon game and look like a goddamn disgrace." It's just like, I mean, I'm so tired of mediocrity, and the only way that this gets better is if we tear it down. And I hope I actually kind of like Andy Dalton. I think he's a good dude, but if he's the scapegoat to where we need to have, a non-playoff making season, which I am praying to God at this point that we don't make the playoffs, because I'm nervous Nagy and Pace will come back.
Yeah. Well,
once again, all of the North wants to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's switch gears a little bit, stay in the NFC. What do you guys think about the Packers re-signing Aaron Jones?
They're a train wreck. How can you give Aaron Jones 4 years, $48 million,
Yeah.
and justify the draft you had the previous year. You waste a first round pick on Love. It doesn't matter how good Love is. Even if Love is good 3-4 years down the road, you have Aaron
What if
freaking.
Love is Aaron Rodgers? What
Yeah.
if Love is?
It doesn't.
What if
Doesn't
it
matter,
is
though.
exactly?
It doesn't. Nope. Doesn't matter.
The dream scenario is Love is the Brett Favre Aaron Rodgers scenario. What if they replicate that?
But
3
that's
years from
so
now, do you
difficult.
still say it's crazy?
I still think because they are in a win now mode with arguably, I think, a top 5 quarterback talent of all time. Aaron Rodgers is that freaking good. I mean,
If Rodgers,
Yep.
if they would have just drafted, like they didn't need AJ Dillon last year at all, no matter what. I think that was one of the worst picks
you
I've
get
seen.
to the
from
second
them.
round pick. I mean, the
No.
AJ Dillon pick right now is unjustifiable.
Yeah.
They just buried him on the depth chart. What is he, a goal line back?
Yeah.
The dude's got big thighs. You're gonna run him as a glorified fullback? What are we doing?
You just don't need him. He's a great football player, but just not in a good situation. And then to draft Jordan Love, like they're a couple pieces away from being Super Bowl contenders.
Think if they took Jordan Love, AJ Dillon, and Aaron Jones and signed whoever running back off the street, and they turned that into any combination of these wide receivers that came out last year or are free agents this year. I'm sorry, but give me Will Fuller or Kenny Golladay over Aaron Jones any day of the week. Give me a running back off the damn street or in the 4th, 5th round.
Yeah.
And sign one of those premier wide receivers to take some attention away from Devontae, take the top off the defense, which they have Valdez Scantling to do, but that's all he does. He literally runs glorified wind sprints down the field.
Very good at it. Very good at it.
And then think if they had like Higgins or Claypool last year who were available at the back end of the first round or in the second round when they got AJ Dillon. And the North is a mess right now. I mean,
whole division.
The NFC North makes Kirk Cousins look good.
Hey, yes, I would agree with that. I would say I do love the Patrick Peterson signing with the Vikings, though.
Yeah.
I think they overpaid him.
I don't love the amount. Yeah, I don't love the amount they paid him. I absolutely love Mike Zimmer going out and being like, "Hey, I need to get a cornerback." Patrick Peterson, honestly, still playing really, really great. I don't love the amount of money that cornerbacks are making in general. That's the reason why we lost Darius Slay. But I agree with you, James. I do agree with that. The North is an absolute mess, and that is why I heard you guys last week say something about some BS about 0-16 Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I think
I'm calling for right now 5-11 easy.
I feel
5-11.
I feel way less confident in 0-16 or 0-17 today than I did last week, just because of the incompetency of the NFC North, and my Bears are included in that. I mean, it is the division. The division is pathetic. Think of if any of the NFC West teams were in the NFC North, are like all like four favorites over the Packers. Are the Cardinals favorites over the Packers with some of the offseason moves they've made?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I mean,
The Cardinals are inconsistent.
We can get into that,
The
but
Cardinals lost to who? Cardinals lost to the Lions.
They did. That was like week. Are you talking? No, was that last year or was that 2 years ago? Did they play them both years? Because I know, wasn't it like it was Hawkinson's?
We played the Cardinals
a bunch of times.
Like 3 years. No, so.
Well, I remember you played the
OT
game. The OT game 2 years ago. You guys played. Hawkinson went crazy in his first career game, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, and then didn't do much after. However, Hawkinson's a stud.
Yeah, I'm still a Hawkinson guy. I'm not giving up on him.
Gronkinson.
Matt,
Yeah.
Matt, it sounded like you wanted to push back on Jacob's 5 wins.
100%. That's I would take the under on that every single day of the week. I don't care. Like in the division, it's like the Lions, and then everybody else.
We have
like
3 wins in
the Lions. I have no confidence in your defense. I have no confidence in Jared Goff. I don't even know if he'll be the starter at the end of the season, especially if y'all draft a rookie.
Should we lay a bet live on the network here? Then?
Absolutely. Get it on record. Put it on the board. Here we go.
Are you taking? I'll give you literally five wins. You're saying under.
Let's set the line at 4.5. We're gonna set a fair line. 4.5.
Okay. Yeah. James the gambler, of course, knows, right?
The odds maker. Yep. 4.5. We're setting the line at
4.5. I mean,
4.5. You're going under.
Yeah.
I'll go $100.
$100.
Let's do it.
Yes. Matt is such a cheap son of a bitch. If I would have known that this is what it took to get him to make $100 bets, we would have started this podcast years ago.
No, but
all
James,
he needs is a little peer pressure. That's it. I love that, Jacob. That's perfect.
We have too many bets though, James. But no, I mean, I just don't see. But like, who are they going to throw the ball to? I mean, I know they're going to run the ball 30 times a game, but like they genuinely they don't have Marvin Jones, they don't have Kenny Galladay.
That was a real one.
I mean, I
think for me the way I kind of like, I'm drinking a bit of the juice, I'm sipping the Kool-Aid, but the fact that we went out and got Michael Brockers, and we also today signed Charles Harris, not the sexiest edge rusher in the world, but the fact that we're building up the line, I am a big believer that everything kind of starts in the trenches. We have a great top 10 offensive line. I really like what we've done with the versatility on the defensive line now. And we've got Julian Okwara coming back. I really romanticize the fact of if we go to a 4-3, and for whatever reason we put Julian as like an outside linebacker in a 4-3, and we're really using him in blitz schemes. Think about both Okwara brothers coming off the same edge. That's a cool thing to think about. But
they're going to be on the field the whole time because they're so bad.
Huh?
They're going to be on the field the whole time because they're so bad.
No. We're talking about our pressure rate is going up. I'm telling you. But one of the things I'm thinking through is like we have the trenches set. I think you can really, like, the Brad Holmes strategy is build through the draft. I think those playmaker positions of wide receiver and running back are super easy these days to fill in. You just need dudes that are shifty.
I agree with running back. I don't agree with wide receiver. Wide receiver is a difference maker position in my opinion.
If you have a dude like a Kenny Galladay that can go up and catch the ball, even Marvin Jones. I mean, I know I'm being a homer on these guys, but like even Marvin Jones, those 50-50 balls are in his favor. He's making them 60-40, 70-30. But like, I think in the draft, it's loaded with wide receiver talent. Even if we don't pick a guy out of the first round, even if at number 7, if we stay at 7, I don't think the Lions stay at 7. I think they trade back. I'm really hoping that a quarterback is enticing some other team to trade up for us. But even, what is his name? Kadarius Toney, right? Out of Florida. Shifty dude. I like him in the second round if we can nab that. Like, I like those shifty slot guys. And to your point, who the hell is Jared Goff thrown to? No idea right now. But I really love DeAndre Swift. I actually texted James. I said, plus 1,400 scrimmage yards, plus 10 touchdowns this year. Easy.
He has to. He's the only person on the offense. Him and Gronkinson are the only people on the offense to do anything with. I have no faith in Jamal Williams. I think that was a horrible signing. Yeah, I just don't understand it. Like, it's just the same thing with A.J. Dillon. Like, why would you pay? I don't think he got overpaid, but I just don't understand.
Yeah, our team is good, like money-wise.
I just think that they could have spent the money elsewhere on anything. I mean, you guys don't have who's returning at receiver? Because didn't Amendola, Marvin Jones, and Kenny Galladay all leave?
Yeah, they're all gone.
All gone. So we've got Quintez Cephas. We hired Tyrell Williams, who he's coming out running his mouth that he's, a playmaker receiver. We'll see how that works out.
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. Yeah, no, I agree with you guys. I'm really worried about wide receiver. And we also released, I think we released Jesse James. So like tight end wise, we're looking at Hawkinson. We've got Hunter Bryant. We just signed Josh Hill. Like he's going to be a secondary blocking guy. I agree with you. Like I'm actually really nervous. Maybe this is setting us up where we actually stay at 7. We take a Devontae Smith or a Jamar Chase, which I'm okay with that, but I'm not super in love with taking a pass catcher in the top 10.
So, okay, so we've hammered in the NFC North, and James brought this up earlier, and I do want to touch it because I think the NFC West is super stacked. What do you guys think?
It's the best division in football by far.
Well,
by far.
I think that the AFC has a division that is better, but we'll talk about that later, I'm sure. But with the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Patriots, I mean, they would easily all 3 of those teams would win the NFC North.
You're insane.
Or rival the Packers at least.
You're insane.
But so the NFC West, out of the Seahawks, the Cardinals, 49ers, like who are you guys most worried about in the NFC?
Like, are you kidding?
It's the Rams.
The Rams.
You guys are still like that's the. See, I don't know.
MVP.
Rams are still the
MVP.
I mean, Rams are the best team in that division. I mean, no doubt.
As it is right now with Jimmy, you're saying with Jimmy G at the helm, like assuming he's still there.
You're comparing the Rams and the Niners?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's not close. It's the Rams. Not close. Matthew Stafford is significantly better than Jimmy. I mean, come on, Matt. So we buried. No, we buried the lead before, Matt. You're not getting off this easy. Jacob, Matt's take when the trade happened was that the Rams overpaid 100%. For Stafford and that Stafford is not that big of an upgrade over Goff. I mean, come on.
Like,
I didn't say he wasn't as big of an upgrade. I said that when was the last time he finished a whole season?
Well, I mean, that's kind of a bad point because he technically kind of did this year. The year before that, he was putting up MVP numbers. You know, you're talking top 3, not top 5. People love to expand it. Top 5, top 10. He was putting up top 3 numbers in his first 8 games. His 8-game averages were insane if you put it across 16 games. And the dude was playing with a broken back.
Yeah.
And a broken thumb or broken middle finger. I can't remember. But he literally was putting up insane MVP numbers. And the only reason they sat him is because Fat Matt and Bob Quinn were like, hey, shit, we're 3-4-1 and we're not going to win this. I am so excited to watch Matt Stafford in the Rams. Like, obviously, I would love for the Lions to be contenders. Probably not happening. So guess what? My eggs are all in one basket, and that is the Matt Stafford on the Rams basket. I'm so excited to watch him in a McVay offense, and he's going to do things that Goff couldn't do. You know, people like to say Goff had the out. He could throw the whole tree. But there's a difference between being able to throw the whole tree and be able to pin that thing the way Matt Stafford can, and I'm really excited to watch that with the Rams.
I just think the 49ers, if they can come back, like they didn't have a quarterback all of last year and almost made the playoffs. I mean, they're playing with like a practice squad level guys. And I just think that if they get anybody back, and especially I've heard of rumors of Kyle Shanahan. I live in Atlanta trying to trade for Matt Ryan and Julio on some big deal. But like, I don't think that's going to happen. But I just think that as a 40, if I was looking at the NFC, other than the Chiefs, I would be looking at the 49ers. No doubt the Rams are good. I didn't think they were as good as you guys are, but I can be proven wrong. I've been proven wrong before, but
multiple times.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
If Kittle's healthy,
yeah,
I agree with you. But here's the one thing that I think is bringing the 49ers down. You talk about winning free agency and all that, but Salah leaving as the defensive coordinator, that's super underrated.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever decent defensive coordinator steps into that role, is going to be crucial for the 49ers. I think at the end of the day, a lot of times coaches go way under the radar.
Yeah.
And the fact that Salah's now over at the Jets, the Lions, I'm not going to lie. I was excited. I thought he's from like Dearborn, Michigan. So just right outside of Detroit. A lot of people were hoping Salah was coming to Detroit. Didn't happen. And Campbell got signed. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then immediately after the press conference, all of Detroit was like, no, we're good. We're good. We didn't need Salah.
Well, so let's switch gears over to the Jets. I know that they're in one of the contentions for Juju. Do you think that they're making any signatures, big signings this year in free agency before the draft?
I mean, Juju, I mean, that's a perfect landing spot for him, is it not? I mean,
Darnold and him played in college, didn't they?
uh, did they overlap? I think,
so.
I think they did. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but they might have. But I think it's a good fit because Juju does command. He's gonna command a large cap hit. And the Jets can take that on, and there will be some teams who are gonna, resent that and be like, "Hey, we're not gonna pay this guy who couldn't perform as a wide receiver one, and all this stuff." But and you know what? If he goes to the Jets, people are gonna scream, "Oh, he's overpaid, he's overpaid." But the Jets have so much cap space, and it has to go somewhere. So if it goes to Juju and they're able to, help out Sam Darnold in some way, shape, or form, and I think that Juju could thrive in that West Coast offense. Little short,
like
intermediate routes, quick hitters. I mean, I kind of like it. I do kind of like it.
I think him and Crowder kind of like overlap in roles a little bit, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think both of them can.
I
do
mean,
well.
they both thrive in the slot, so that wouldn't work. But they need to find something. Mims needs to be good for them next year. I don't know if he's gonna be, but they need him to be.
I don't know. He looked. He had moments this year where he looked really good.
Yeah.
But on the topic
I
of
agree.
receivers and someone getting paid, Will Fuller went to the Dolphins. What do you guys think about that move for Will Fuller?
Did he really?
Yeah.
Wait, no, he didn't.
What? I thought that they made it official today, didn't they?
No, I think Will Fuller's still on the market.
Will Fuller made agreement with the Miami Dolphins 3 hours ago. Unless this is the fake
No way.
Schefter with the verified. Yeah.
Did you get fake Sheftied? Now I gotta pull up Schefter's Twitter account. This is gonna be funny.
No,
this is either
I'm right. I'm right on
or...
this one. I talked to my brother-in-law about this. Shout out Kyle. Will Fuller signed with the Miami Dolphins.
No way.
And I was
There's no
saying,
way
how
the NBA
crazy
can
would
miss
it be
this.
if the Watson trade went through for Tua in the first round picks, and then it ends up being Watson and Fuller in Miami?
That would actually be,
wow. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
That's a real good landing spot. I'm in on it.
That's the best case, I think, for him.
Yep.
My concern would be, Will Fuller has already tested positive for substances before. Miami's really well known for substances. And I'd be really concerned for the massage parlors down in Miami for Watson if he lands there.
Do you guys think? Do you guys buy into that, or is this fake news for him trying to get out of his contract?
Yeah, I exactly what you said. I don't believe this. I mean, could be wrong, but it seemed a little like too perfect that kind of news came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I could just see
that was my kind of vibe. Is it planted by Watson or is it planted by the team?
I think the Patriots. Bill Belichick actually has his people on the ground, rolling around. He's tossing those. I mean, we've already got Robert Kraft. We know there's connections there to massage parlors.
Is Watson planting this to try to get cut?
That's an aggressive.
Where's my tinfoil hat?
I know.
Where is it?
James, I love my tinfoil hat, and I could see it. I mean, it's just a little. I could just see it. I mean, it is the perfect scenario of comes out, news of the bad time. Imagine if the Texans cut him, just straight cut him, and he got to sign
Ooh,
somewhere else. I mean it.
Yeah.
I mean,
It won't happen, but-
I think I saw there was up to like 9 women that have come out and said something now. I mean, if it is
crazy.
true, I mean, it's really bad. I don't want to downplay that if it's true. I am under the belief that it is not true. But
I think a lot of people are right now.
because everything
Hate to derail this.
he's from like an
How-
hour
how do-
north
how
of
do-
Atlanta, and everyone I know from here,
Are
like
we-
in this
are we
town,
able
knew
to
him.
step out?
What was that? What was that?
Am I able to step out? Like, I don't know how to. I don't want to ruin your recording. How does this work?
Jacob,
No, just
Jacob,
step out.
we are a one take show. Go do what you got to do. Me and Matt will talk. You come back. That's how this works.
Leave the camera on.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
leave it on. Leave it on. That's what, in case any shit happens, we want to make sure it's recorded.
I've already switched this over to a 2-screen. We're good to go. Just when you get back, let me know and I'll switch you back.
Did you? Oh, producer Matt.
Producer Matt is on point today. Look at this, and the Twitters are still going. That was a smooth transition for anyone.
job.
Wait till you
I
see
love
this
that.
out of the clip. Wait till
I'm
you see it.
excited. I'm excited to see it in post. I mean, good for you, Maddie. I love
Hey,
that.
I still don't have an answer for your F-bombs, but we'll get to that one day.
Yeah, I told you this. So this was my suggestion, guys. Is that we need like a buzzer that Matt could just like hit
Yeah.
to shut me up. Like he could see me going on a Chicago Bears, rant, and he could just be like buzz, buzz, buzz when he sees the F-bomb coming out.
Yeah. But so here's a couple more things. I have we don't have a list of things today, but there was so much news today. Kenyon Drake.
It's insane. How
This
much
has been
news
it's
there
such
is.
a good week. It's just it's a fun week. It's free agency week. The Patriots aren't done, but let's go. Let's talk about Kenyon Drake.
Basketball, even though you hate it, even though you hate college basketball, Matt. I mean, it's a great week.
Hold on, but let me just talk about the Raiders making a horrible decision and signing Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I don't understand the move. Like, what am I missing where teams want 5 running backs and they want to pay them all? Can you? I mean, I know we're in the same boat here as far as right now. Neither one of us want to pay a running back. But why am I missing something that these owners and coaches and they're spending millions on these guys? What do you think the reason is behind it?
Do they not know that running backs are replaceable? I mean, let's. This is gonna be fun here. I'm just gonna pull up the past Super Bowl winners, Super Bowl champions list. Let's just pull this up, and then we can just talk. All we're gonna do is talk about the running backs who are winning Super Bowls nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is incredible.
I mean, Leonard Fournette.
Right,
we'll start out with the
scroll
Buccaneers.
down.
Leonard Fournette.
Yeah, I mean,
Ronald
yeah, we
Jones.
can start
None of them
right
are
here at
getting
the end.
paid.
Yep. We've got Fat Lenny off the couch. Oh yeah, he was literally a healthy scratch in week 14 for Ronald Jones. The only reason Lenny got to play in the playoffs is because Ronald Jones broke his finger and pulled his hammy. It's the only reason he played. Okay, then we have Damian
Well,
Williams,
Jake,
who scored 3 touchdowns.
Jake, you're back in this. Back in the video. Welcome.
You're back?
Yeah.
Smooth transition, producer Matt? Did it work?
Smooth transition.
Love that. See,
Okay.
look,
Wow.
Matt's getting better episode by episode. So, Jacob, what we're talking about right now is how idiotic these franchises are, just who continue to pay running backs over and over again. And right now, we're going over the recent Super Bowl winners and who the running backs were for those franchises. So we've got Fat Lenny, who was literally a healthy scratch, and then the only reason he played in the playoffs is because Ronald Jones pulled his hammy and broke his finger. We have Kansas City Chief Damian Williams, didn't play last year. They just released him, scored 3 touchdowns. We have the New England Patriots, James White, who's a free agent, gadget player.
What about Rex
And-
Burkhead?
Oh,
Yeah,
sexy
Rex
Rexy.
Burkhead, journeyman Rex Burkhead. A ton of investment in the running back position there. We have the Eagles team. That was LeGarrette Blount, wasn't it?
I believe it was because
Wasn't he on that team?
It was a revenge Super Bowl game for him because he
Yeah,
was he
yeah,
won
it's
2 in a
the-
row, didn't he?
Yep, he did. Exactly. All right, so, I mean, let's just keep going. I mean, we have another Patriots one. We all know what they do. I mean, the 3-headed monsters. We got the Broncos. They were a 2-headed monster. Patriots again.
What is
Seahawks. I mean, they had Lynch and
no Sean Moreno doing these days?
Oh God.
yeah, right. I mean, and listen, we're not. Then we could pull up. I mean, the biggest running back contracts in the NFL. Just look at them, guys. Zeke. You don't think the Cowboys want out of Zeke's deal? They not only passed up Jalen Ramsey in the draft, but then they just had to let Byron Jones leave in free agency last year because they had to pay Zeke.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
what we
it's
were
a
talking
no-brainer.
about in episode
And-
1. It just
Tony
it messes up the
Pollard's-
whole team's salary.
Yes, and Tony Pollard's advanced metrics are better than Zeke. Better yards per catch, better yards per carry, better efficiency stats, better break tackle. I mean, he is just better in every aspect and makes a tenth of what Zeke makes for 90% of the production. It's basic. It's literally basic economics. I mean, come on, people.
But James, devil's advocate here, is like you could argue that the reason that the per averages are better is because of the fact that there's the less wear and tear.
Yeah,
Like,
but Tony
look at-
Pollard had games without Zeke last year, and he outperformed him.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I agree. Like, I was thinking that when he said it, but I mean, that has been something to where, like, when you put Tony Pollard in the starting position, he performs. And we talked about it on episode 1. The Cowboys really don't have that good of an offensive line anymore, and they really didn't last year. Yeah, a lot of injuries last year. So I think that's why for your Lions, I just don't understand why you're bringing in and paying all these guys when you had. Why would you pay Williams when you've got Swift? Like, you put some cheap rookie on a deal behind Swift and let him do the same things that Williams is going to do. Don't make him split those touches any more than they already are. Let your star shine. Make a future star, and hopefully you can. I mean, Swift's going to be one of the only reasons you guys sell tickets, other than fans like yourself this year.
I'll tell you what. Obviously, besides the drop against the Bears, which absolutely heartbreaking, shows how bad the Bears are, that they needed that kind of help. But
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it.
Swift is a lot of fun to watch. Like, he definitely is. I mentioned watching Barry, watching, Calvin, watching Matt. I think Swift is our next one that we're, Lions fans are tuning in to watch. Him and Hawkinson are really going to carry that offense.
They have to.
Yeah, exactly. They have to. But no, I'm totally agreeing with you guys. Like, the Cowboys, like I heard you guys in the first episode, the Cowboys, just the amount that they're paying Dak and Zeke alone, like the percentage that your salary cap goes towards 2 guys to carry your team is insane to me. Like, I truly am one of those guys. I mean, just look at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that the Buccaneers dominated the offensive line and defensive line, both sides of the ball, shows you that, like, it makes no sense to be, allocating the amount of salary cap that Cowboys did.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's our biggest discrepancy. I think I need to look at the exact numbers of what the salary cap actually hit is, but I think between their 3 receivers, Zeke and Dak, it takes up half their salary just in those 5 players, or if it's close
crazy.
to.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I think I looked it up after you guys were kind of ranting about it. Like, I think Dak alone is like 22% of like this year's cap. They're like the 182.5 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think Dak alone is 22%.
All right. Well,
That's
I know James is trying to get onto March Madness, but before we do that, Jake, I want like it's a March pre-draft. Who wins the Super Bowl next year? Is it the Buccaneers run it back? Like, who's winning it?
The Rams.
Oh, your official decision is the Rams.
Yeah. I'm way too excited to see what Matthew Stafford does in a Sean McVay offense, loaded with weapons. If Stafford's healthy for a season, I can't see it's one of those kind of cases of people being like, who's going to keep up with the Chiefs offense?
Yeah.
I would love to see, as much as I don't want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again, because I would love to see the Bills, to be honest. A Bills Rams Super Bowl would be a lot of fun.
So that was gonna be my team. Is I want to see the Bills get there, man. I love Josh Allen. I love what they're doing there. I love that Dabble's going back another year as an OC. Just more chemistry with Josh. I mean, they lost Smokey Brown, which sucks. They really need Gabe Davis to step up in a big way. They added Emmanuel Sanders, which I'm not super excited about. Just a 1 year, $6 million deal, but. But listen, I love the Bills, and that's my Super Bowl prediction is Bills Rams right there, and I'd be pretty happy if either of those teams won. So
Yeah, I'm with you, James. I was hoping Bills last year, so Bills Rams 2021 or technically 2022. All for it.
I'm in. Go ahead, Matt. Tell us who you like.
I mean, I'm going to be a homer here. I know you guys are out of it with your teams, but I think the Patriots could make a Super Bowl run here, especially if we
I mean, he's delusional.
once the free agency shakes out. But I will say they're a rival, but the Bills are a fun team to watch. I think that they will. I think they'll be able to deal without John Brown, and if they can do well in the draft. I do think they will be a very good contender for us in the AFC.
Yeah, I agree. You guys got anything else that we want to hit on, Matt? Matt, you want to? I think it'll be fun to just. I don't think Jacob knows how we met, or how you don't know how me and Jacob met, or anything like that. Jacob, I think we need to give a little backstory on us because we didn't hit that in the beginning. We just got right into football. Jacob and I used to work together, traveling across the country together in the event industry back in the day, pre-COVID stuff. And me and Matt met on the internet. So it's like two polar opposites of how we met.
You guys met on Tinder?
Yeah, Tinder. Yeah. Yep, Tinder. He was my first Bumble match. Actually, was me and Matt.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
He matched me.
I just think it's funny how I met you guys in two complete separate ways, and now we're all here today, which is great, talking some football.
Yeah. I guess my question would be, so Matt, have you had to deal with the absurdities that is James Rueb as a human?
Yeah, for 8 years. For 8 years, every day.
Yeah, you both for a while now.
We talk all the time. I mean, it's either texting or call or whatever it is. We've been bothering each other ever since. So we played a lot of video games over the years. I carried him, I think I mentioned on the first video, in Call of Duty to victory many a time. So
Madden, though. You still can't beat me in Madden. That's confirmed.
Well, when you're running the cheese plays every time, it's hard to stop that. But no, Jake, I appreciate you coming on. I mean, this has been fun.
Man.
You're our first guest on the show.
First guest.
First guinea pig with the 3-screen setup.
I'm so honored. I was so excited to see James and obviously Matt, you as well, starting this podcast. And I was so excited to get to join you guys. Didn't realize I was going to be the first. James very quickly said, "Jump in."
Yeah.
You were the first person to call me. So when we put out the first episode, you're like, "Dude, I just listened." You called me. You're like, "Call me." Or you even unprovoked, you just called me. You're like, "Listen, I got these ideas." So I'm like, "Listen, come on. That's the whole point of this."
Yeah.
Me, I'm the
brain's,
creator.
your brain's always going. Yeah. I mean, that's when Jacob and I have come up with some of our best ideas. Is like drunk in a hotel room at 4:00 in the morning, right?
Well,
back in the day, you're an old man now. You're an old engaged man now.
I don't know if I can hang on the event life anymore. I'll tell you one of my favorite James stories of him just being a supporter. The moment where I realized, James was a real homie was I was pretty much, this is pre-COVID. I might have had the first sign of COVID back in 2017, and we were on a road trip. I was absolutely dying when we were in Colorado. You remember this, James?
Yes, I do.
James, I should have been quarantined. They should not have let James and I be roommates. But we're sharing a room. Surprised he didn't get sick. And I'm taking enough medicine to just kill an elephant. And the level of concern that James showed it like opened my eyes to like, man, this is a good kid. This guy cares.
Yep.
Because I'm just showing up every day. Like I'm waking up in the morning and James is like, whoa, are you okay? Like I'm just waking up. He's like, you okay? And then like, okay, hey, let's get you your meds, man. Let's get you on some stuff.
Yeah, your medicine cocktail. We were making you those cocktails at night, just so you wouldn't die.
Survive, just to survive. Yep. Or the time when one of my favorites was James is. I think a lot of people know James is a little bit of an assertive kind of person, and he wants to kind of take charge. And we're on an event, and I'm driving the forklift, loading the truck. And I openly told everyone, I'm like, hey, I'm a little too fucked up right now to drive. And I was like, I don't think I should be driving this forklift anymore.
We shouldn't. This is not OSHA approved. Don't tell OSHA on us.
Yeah. Like, hey guys, I'm a little too fucked up to drive this forklift right now. I think someone else should take over. Because I was on like a heavy dose of alcohol plus like a bunch of different meds to like help me because I was not in a good place. And everyone just goes, no, you're good. So James is on the truck and I'm just starting to fork this thing onto a semi. And I just drill the top of the semi with all of the equipment. Like it wasn't even close. Like I wasn't like, oh, you scraped it. I just was drilling this stuff. And I think James had to hop in and take over because I was like, I told you guys, I can't see straight. Like I'm fucked up.
Oh man,
good guy James. Hashtag good guy James.
Good guy James for sure. Listen, I miss the road life, the traveling, 30 weeks a year like lunatics. I mean, it was a good time. We look back now after the COVID year we just had, and I wish. Listen, I'll live out of a hotel for a damn year after being stuck inside for a whole year. So I mean, good times as always. Matt. So Jacob, I think it's funny because then Matt is the polar opposite. Matt lives the cube life.
Yeah.
So so
let's rag on that.
It's tough.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
I'm out of it. I'm a work from home for forever now. I'm loving life. This is my office right here.
Yeah,
I'll travel.
So that was always
get back going though.
Listen, this is why me and Matt started, bullshitting and started stuff is because Matt always wanted to get out of the cube. So that's gonna be the goal, and it should be a hashtag: get Matt out of the cube.
Get Matt out of the cube. One day at a time. One show at a time.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, listen, we gotta not work for the man. Yeah, don't work for the man, Matt. Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. Instead, you're gonna work for me as my producer.
I mean, I'm a well-paid producer after this show. I mean, I need like the video for that.
I'm very excited to see what the post looks like on those transitions from you. Listen, I'm excited. Hey, thank you, Jacob, for coming on. First
Wait,
guest.
hold on. Don't say goodbye yet. Hold on. You haven't. We've got 3 more minutes here. What's your NCAA? I'm gonna go ahead. We've talked about it a couple times. Teased it on the last show. I don't like the NCAA bracket. I think it's dumb. You got people that have never done anything making it further than so-called expert like James in the bottom, picking off of jersey colors and stuff and logos. So
no. Hey, 7K views on my on a little plug or a little Karma Media bracket breakdown. 7K views in 2 days. So if you guys are interested, go check it out on YouTube.
So for who's watching, who are your top 4 teams to make it? Don't give every good trick away, but like who are you telling people to put in their brackets?
All right. Well, I'll tell you this. I am a University of Tennessee fan. So I know I'm from Chicago, but I'm all over the place. As far as college sports, I'm UT baby, Volunteers all the way.
Guys, wait. Nope. I mean, of course this would happen.
What?
Just tweeted out by our good friends at NFL Update. The Bears have given star defensive lineman Akeem Hicks permission to seek a trade.
Ooh.
What are they doing?
Oh, you guys are blowing up the team.
Are you guys are officially rebuilding now?
Yeah. No, it's a retooling.
Retooling. Yeah.
as they like to say in
Kill me.
Detroit. We're retooling since 1956.
We're gonna have to cut the show there.
I can't believe this is breaking like this. My two hot takes: Purdue Final Four, UConn Final Four. Go win your brackets.
There you go.
Whoa.
All right, Jake.
I
Thanks.
was going to say,
Those are the hot takes.
I love the Midwest. Illinois, Illini, baby.
Yeah.
I also love Loyola Chicago, because why not? And University of Tennessee. I also, before I'm out of here, obviously, shout out to the Detroit Lions, but also Alma. Long live the bird, baby.
Shout out Alma.
For those that
the
know,
bird. Shout out
for those that know,
as the honorary fourth member of Alma. Shout out Kayla. Shout out Emily. Love you guys.
James was our dishwasher for a long time, so
It was
peace and love.
honorary rental pickup driver. I used to pick up the propane tanks. I mean, I did it all for Alma. Honorary fourth member.
Yeah. So I know the girls.
Hey,
so.
We've tried to say goodbye a million times. Jacob,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Thank you for dealing with my bear stuff. Thank you for coming on. Shout out producer Matt for the smooth transitions that I can't wait to see in our post-production. And that's the Rueb Show.